Once over one, ba ba da bum. Once over one. Having a bad day, let's bake about it. Mix it up sweet, there's no need to doubt it. Caitlin's in the kitchen, let's make some treats. Cookies, cakes, everything neat. It's icebreaker, we're here to create. Let's sprinkle some love on every plate. From dough to smiles, we're having fun with icebreaker. We've just begun. Once over one, ba ba da bum. Once over one. Bake about it, we're here to create. Let's sprinkle some love on every plate. From dough to smiles, we're having fun. Bake about it, we've just begun. We've just begun.
Hi, my name's Sierra and I'm from San Diego. I first met Caitlin when we would work together and open the restaurant. And after a couple of opening shifts, she had decided that we were going to bake cinnamon rolls together and drink wine and let our kids play. And that turned into a weekly thing that kind of grew our friendship from there. And ever since then, we've been friends.
Dough to smiles, we're having fun with icebreaker. We've just begun. We've just begun. We've just begun. We've just begun.
Hi, my name's Caitlin. I am a part of the Icebreaker team, and I'm happy to introduce you to our newest segment. I think that it's very important to be able to highlight the incredible women that we have in business in Bismarck and all over the state of North Dakota. Today, I'm very happy to introduce my first guest, Nikkie Sather, and we're going to talk about her career and all the things that make her just an awesome female leader in our community. So without further ado, let's bake about it. Nikkie?
Hi. Hi, how's it going?
Good. So happy to have you today.
I'm happy to be here.
I thought it would be fun as a part of this segment to be able to bake some of my guests' favorite treats. So what are we making today?
We're making macarons.
French
I love them.
macarons.
Yes.
And you said you like lemon.
Yes, I love lemon.
And I think it's nice to be able to hold on to summer as much as we can. So we're going
Absolutely.
for lemon cheesecake today.
Yum. I'm
Yes.
excited.
Perfect. So what I've already done here is I have 100 grams of egg whites and 100 grams of sugar, and I have put it over a double boiler until it hits 165 degrees. And now that this has hit the temp that we want it to be, we're going to go ahead and put it in our stand mixer and whip it into a wonderful, fluffy, shiny meringue.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Yes! This is so sticky. If you didn't know, the way that they actually make marshmallows is by whipping together egg whites and sugar and basically making a hot meringue. And then you just knead it together with a whole bunch of cornstarch. And then bam, marshmallows.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know, and like homemade marshmallows are the best marshmallows, right?
So good. All right. So we're going to beat this up a bit, and then we'll be right back when it's done.
Sounds good.
Oh, hello. How's it going? I figured I would take a little break from editing this wonderful video that you are enjoying right now to let you know about an incredible opportunity that you have. You may have heard of a little company called Ice Printworks and iceprintworks.com. Well, just so you know, it is one of the only places in Bismarck, North Dakota that you can get custom prints done. You have access to exclusive merchandise from local musicians, and high quality shirts, super soft. It's the kind of shirt you actually want to wear. Honestly, they're some of the best. So if you're interested in browsing some incredible merch, including our brand new Only Faye line by Dakota Faye, I highly recommend it. Or if you're like me, you can always get weird. Maybe find a way to celebrate an anniversary you got coming up. Anyway, please feel free to reach out to the Ice Printworks team, either by visiting the Facebook page, Instagram page, or contacting them directly through the iceprintworks.com website. We look forward to hearing from you. Anyway, back to the show. All right, now that we have the meringue done, we put a little yellow food coloring in to make it sunny and wonderful. Now you get to do the fun part, the macaronage. So
Yay.
105 grams each of almond flour and powdered sugar. And we're just gonna toss it right in. So, Nikki, you were telling me that you did my hair a couple weeks ago, right before I went to my brother's wedding. And when did you start doing hair and studying?
I started in 2006 is when I went to hair school. And I went straight out of high school. I graduated in May. I went to hair school in June.
So you took
Right
no
away.
time off? You
No,
just went
I went
right
as
into
soon
it.
as the next class started. I went. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to go. My grandma did hair when she was younger. She went to hair school, and then she had my uncle and decided that she couldn't look at heads while she was pregnant. It made her sick, but she always cut my hair and my sister's hair, me and my sister's hair when we were kids, and I was like, I kind of want to do what she did, so I
Just went for
I
it.
just went for it.
Nice.
I was like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna go for it, and I ended up really loving it.
Nice. You've been doing it ever since. How many years then has that been?
18.
18
Yeah,
years.
18 years this last June, which I figured that out, and I was like, I've been doing hair for 18 years. That's crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy, fun journey. I've worked at quite a few different places, but
And then when did you start doing your own thing?
I worked at Regis in the Mall for 5.5 years, and then I worked 6 months at a different salon because I was scared to leave there. And then once I was at that other salon, I realized really quick that I needed to be on my own. So I've been on my own for the last probably 11, 14 years?
14
13,
years.
13.
13.
Must be 13.
That's still
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you've developed quite the clientele over that time. And
Yes.
you've been doing it so long, I'm sure you've seen a lot of interesting hair trends go through.
Oh my gosh. They come and then they go and then they come back.
What is your least favorite hair trend that you've seen in your years?
Oh, right now I'm doing a lot of mullets.
Mullets?
I'm like, again with the mullet? Why? Why is the mullet back? But
Of all things.
I know, even my youngest, my 6-year-old, he's growing his mullet out. I'm like, I guess I'll just let him do it because it's just hair.
Yep, and this is the time. They don't have jobs. They don't have to worry about anything, so you might as well let them do something crazy.
Yeah, might as well. I'm like, he's like, I want a mullet. I'm like, okay. It's not my favorite, but we'll do it.
Yeah. How about for female hair? Or have you also seen a lot of female mullets lately, too?
Well, I have done like a sort of like the female one. What do they call it? Like
the wolf cut.
Yes, it's kind of wolf cutty. That wolf cut's kind of mullety. I've done a few of those, but when I first got out of hair school, it was like that like emo mullet or that emo. It was like where the top was super short and then like bottom was longer, and then they'd like wrap this up. That's
All
almost
the scene girls, yes.
that's almost like a little
had
bit
that
mullety. Yeah, me
back
too.
in,
Totally.
in the
But
day.
but looking back, I'm like, dang, was that really like what we did? But
Yeah, like how far to one side can you make a part
I know,
go?
and the bangs are like,
You have to have the little bobby pin X just to hold it in place
Yes.
because you'd always have that one hair
Totally.
that came back. Oh, so gross, so fun.
Yes, I totally had that haircut too. And all the girls wanted it. And then, well, you know, Dean was in a band, and back then we'd be at like shows and girls would be like, "You cut hair? Can you cut my bangs?" I'm like, if you can find a scissor, I'll cut your bangs.
Just in the middle of all of his shows.
Yes, I cut bangs in the middle of shows, seen bangs in the middle of shows. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
They'd go up to the front desk at the hotel. Do you have a scissor? I'm like, okay, how am I going to cut this girl's hair with a big old paper cutting scissor? But I'm going to figure it out.
And you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it looked as good as it could.
As good as it could with the materials that I was given. It's a little bit hard when you're using a giant scissor, but...
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun at least.
It was. We had a lot of fun. I mean, it's definitely changed over time, but that was like the peak, you know, when I first got out of hair school and started working at a salon, and that's what we were doing, those crazy bangs and that short top that everybody ratted up.
And the raccoon tail.
Yes, I had a girl ask for a raccoon tail recently. I think I'm gonna be doing it when she comes in. I think she wants a raccoon tail. It's starting to get there.
Yes.
It's starting to ribbon a bit.
Nice. So what we're looking for when we do this is you want the batter to kind of make a figure 8, and then it should sink back into itself after like 8 to 10 seconds. So it's called the macaronage, but you want those ribbons to be... That looks really good so far.
Yeah, it's starting to come to that.
And you've made these before, right?
Dean's little sister got married. She loves macarons. And when she got married, I was her maid of honor. And she was like, can you... I want macarons. And I was kind of like, I'll try to learn how. So quite a few fails before I kind of figured it out. But yes, I have. I've made them a couple of times.
Nice.
I don't...
Here, let's switch places.
Okay.
I just thought that we might want to see your face a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to scrape.
Is it starting to get there?
It is. She's looking good. I'm going to scrape down on my sides. Fold, cut, fold, cut. So, what are some of your favorite memories since you've started your business? Not necessarily when it comes to cutting hair, but maybe all the little intricacies that go along with having your own place as well.
Since we have been in the place that we are now, this October is 11 years since we've been there. Mm-hmm. And when we first started there, I think something I'll never really forget is Bastion. He's 11 now. He was 6 months then. And I helped remodel that place with him strapped to me.
Oh.
Yeah, it was crazy. I painted and I wore him in a carrier and did everything that I could, but I had him with me all the time. Dean was pretty military. He was gone a lot.
Yeah.
He did air assault school and stuff, so he was gone for quite a few. I think he was gone for like a month when he did air assault school, so it was me and Bastion, and I had to take him with me. So I got it done. I wanted to help as much as I could because there were 4 of us, but I was like, I'm not going to be like the guy who's not helping just because I have a baby. So I went there and I did everything I could with him strapped to me. He never let me put him down.
Yep.
I brought a packet play,
boy. Aw, that's wonderful.
He didn't want me to put him down, so...
Yeah. I think that's one of my favorite things about talking to women who have owned their own businesses or done things, especially when they're a mother, is how people always ask, oh, how did you do it? And I think the answer that they always say is, you just do.
Yeah,
you figure it out,
get
and
it done. Yeah.
when you don't have any other choice, it's very easy to find that strength, especially when you like your kids a little bit.
I know I love my kids a little bit too much, I think.
There's nothing wrong with that. They're good kids.
It might
They
be
are.
borderline unhealthy how much I love my kids, but they're
no
my
such
life.
thing.
But I also say that they're more work than my job. A lot of times I'll tell my clients that coming to work and doing their hair is my break from my real job of being a mom.
I can understand that. I think my husband and I would kind of be on the same page as, honestly, our day jobs seem pretty easy than those hard days as a parent.
Yes, for sure. They're a lot of work. I do have great kids, though. They're good boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed the couple times that our kids have hung out, it's kind of nice to see your oldest really takes on a leadership role naturally, and
He really does.
he's very honest, and he just is
Very.
like, this is what needs to happen, and something went wrong, but I tried my best, and I admire that.
He's
So
very honest. And his brother's the opposite, so.
isn't that what they say, that 1 is 1 and then 2 is 20?
He's gonna be the cause of all my gray hair, the little guy, because he can be a lot.
An adventure.
He's a liar, and he is, and I can't trust him. But
oh man,
as long as Bastion's with him, I'll know what really happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's always nice. I know that even my daughter has moments where she is less than honest, or she has sticky fingers and likes to take things that aren't hers. But a lot of the times, all you have to do is one time say, "Did you do this?" Yeah. And they always come clean, which
Yeah.
I think that's always a good thing, is at least they come clean eventually, because if they didn't, then I think it would be more of a problem.
It helps that you hopefully really know who they are, and so when they are lying, you're kind of like, that's the face of a lie. Like, I know you're not being truthful with me. Yep. I can tell by your face.
You can always tell.
I know. It's like, what did you really do? Tell me the truth now, because... And then he just kind of smiles and is like, what are you talking about? I'll tell you the truth. It's like,
no.
I know
That's
better.
Funny. Kids are the best.
Yes, I love
So, aside from the job that you have now, it seems like we've also roped you into Icebreaker a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
I killed that merch table at the
Hardcore Homecoming. You did such a great job with that. Yeah, I think we won't say numbers, but Vendetta definitely outsold a lot of people there, and I think a lot of it was, the work that you put into it and the way that you were able to connect with everybody that came through. And
yeah, and I knew some of them from back when we were in that scene, so they were like, "Oh, Nikki, oh my gosh," and it was like,
all those years ago.
Are you buying a shirt? Like,
don't just stand around.
Don't you want it? Like, I don't. It's fun. I like talking to people and catching up, and that's like the best part of my job, is just sitting there and getting to hear about somebody's life and basically being their therapist.
Yeah.
People cry in my chair all the time.
All the time.
I think I told Dean a couple weeks ago, I think I had 4 people cry in my chair this week. They just open up to me.
Was there a full moon?
I don't know. People are just opening up and crying, and I just let them say what they gotta say. Sometimes it just really helps to get it out.
Yes, I agree.
And when you go see your hairstylist, you can get it out.
That's true. You really can. How's that looking, do you think?
Oh, yep. It's doing it. That looks perfect.
Yeah?
I think so.
Nice.
Staying connected.
Beautiful. Well, we can take a little break, and then when we come back, we will start piping these out, and then we can sit down and have a little more chat time.
Awesome.
All right. So we did a few already. I made a couple of mine a little too big, but now we're just going to pipe them out, let them dry for a while, and have some more chat time.
All right.
Yeah. So far, yours is so much cuter than mine already.
Stop. Yours is fine.
I just have to get it just right.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to do them too close.
I know. I'm just trying to not make it look too big. So we chose to do these because you said that you're gluten-free.
I am gluten-free.
What made you decide to take that step?
I found out about 2 years ago, it'll be 2 years in November, that I have Hashimoto's.
Oh.
It's an autoimmune disease. And my hormone lady, she suggested I go gluten-free. And I was like, okay. Well, I was 250 pounds and I felt like total crap. And I was kind of like, okay, is there anything else I should cut out of my diet? And she was kind of like, well, I don't want to overwhelm you. And I'm thinking, overwhelm me. I'm so sick of this life that I'm living.
Don't want to feel this way anymore.
Yeah, so I told her no, overwhelm me. I can handle it. And she was like, okay, well, I would go dairy free too, which I try to stay mostly dairy free, but girl,
cheese.
There's just some things that dairy free are just not as good. So I do a little dairy, but I try to stay away from it as much as I can.
Yeah.
And ice cream, I love ice cream. Oh my gosh, I love ice cream. And there's dairy free ice cream, but
not the same.
It's not the same. It's not as good.
Creamy and
so since I've made my changes, I've lost 165 pounds, and
amazing.
It's a big change in my life. I basically feel the best I ever have, probably in my whole life, and
nice.
It's like I have a whole new lease on everything. I just feel like a new person, but I'm the same person. But
you should be so proud of yourself for that. And so many people want to make that change, but gosh, it's hard to start.
It is hard. But one thing that I have learned is sometimes I'm when I think back, I'm like, man, if I only would have started sooner, or even when I was living in it, I was kind of oh, if I would have started something this many years ago, I'd be here by now. So I always tell people,
you can't do that.
I know, but I always tell people just don't give up, because if you give up, then you have to start over, and if you start over, then you're gonna beat yourself up. Just try to stick with it, But I'm glad I'm trying to make them all the same size.
I know.
I'm glad I stuck with it, and I am where I am. It feels good. It feels good to be where I'm at.
Well, you look fabulous.
Thanks.
Every time I've seen you, I think I've told you how pretty you are. But
I
also, you're just a good, inspiring person, and I am glad to know you. So
thank you. I'm glad to know you too. For sure.
Yeah, and we have a lot of things in common that we didn't realize. But now we got to do the loud thing really quick. Yep. So we have to slam these down to get all the air bubbles out of them. So we'll probably put some crazy hard rock music over this while we're doing it.
Probably a good idea.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And now we get to pop the air bubbles. So
they're coming up to the surface.
Yes, they are. So I found out that you went to school and graduated with my cousin, which small world, as if the world wasn't so small already. But my cousin that I used to help him with his homework, and
That's so funny that you helped him with his homework. The way you laid yours out is so much better than mine. You're so professional.
No, if I were a true professional, I would have not run out before the last row.
I know, I do. I ran out too. Him and me, we used to I've known him since we were, I think I met him in kindergarten actually.
Really?
He might be one of my oldest friends, because we met pretty young, and he and I used to like cheat off of each other. So I probably copied your homework help a couple of times.
Probably.
He's the best though. He's
Yeah.
so funny. He
Mhm.
actually comes to me to get his haircut. So
Yeah. He's got a good soul on him, that one.
yes, he's a little bit awkward, a little bit silly, but he's like one of the nicest guys.
Yep. He cares a lot about people, and I know that when my brother moved back to town a few years ago he lived in LA for a while. I called him up and I was like, "Hey, Nick's gonna need a place to live. Do you think you could help us out?" And he immediately was just like, "Yep, bring him over. We'll get it. It'll be fine." And it was instant. No ifs, ands, or buts. He was like, "It's family. I'm gonna help family. That's all there is to it." So.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
He here lately. He's like, "Can you find me a girlfriend? You and Tasha, that's my friend that I work with. You and Tasha gotta find me a girlfriend." She thinks he's so cute. She's like, "Oh, he's so cute."
Aw. Yeah. Well, you hear that, ladies? If anyone is looking for a slightly awkward older man in their life, we got the hookup for
He's
you.
only 36, but he's very gray.
Yeah. That runs in our family because I'm 30. Heck, how old am I? 33, and I already have gray hair.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
But you're rocking it, and I love that.
Yep.
You're like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I used to dye my hair a lot. I've been blonde. I have had my hair black. I have been a redhead before, and I always said that once I started getting gray hair, I was done. I wasn't going to dye my hair anymore, and that was it. And
And you stuck true to that.
Yep. And I'm hoping that I have like a really sick gray stripe one of these days. I'm hoping for it.
I probably have about as much gray as you do, but I highlight it so you can't tell.
I think when we first met, you told me, you're like, "Oh, I could do some highlights," and I was like, "I can't." I made a promise to myself.
I have to keep the gray.
I do have to keep it. But you did give me an incredible scalp massage, and for that I am very, very grateful.
I know, I tried. I hadn't done that in a while, and when you asked me to do it, I was like, I'm gonna try to do the best that I can to just like make her feel good.
Oh, it was much needed. I was so stressed out that week. I was making enough wedding cake for about 100 people, and I was running around. I'm sure I was way too crabby to my husband all the time.
You showed up a day early for your haircut.
I did. I was so stressed out. I didn't even realize what day it was.
But I had just finished Dean's business partner. He comes and gets his beard done every 3 weeks, and I had just finished his beard and when you walked in, and I didn't have anybody after him, so I was like, "Oh, I can just do her today. She's here." And I didn't say anything to you, and then you're like, "I'm so
The next day, yes, the next day my phone went off and it was hair appointment with Nikki. And I sent you a message. I was like, "I came a day. Why didn't you say anything?"
I was like, "You were there and I had time," so I just was like, "Oh, we'll just do it today. It's okay."
It was very nice of you and very appreciated. So
I know. I was like, "What time is it?" "Yeah, I can do her. We're good."
you did great, and you saved me the embarrassment until the next day. So
You could have never said anything, and I wouldn't have said anything, and it didn't have to be brought to light. But
yeah,
you ratted yourself out.
I did. I couldn't not do it. Okay, so I have a few toppings that we can choose from. I have like a cute sanding sugar. I have candied lemon zest, which is it's okay. I think I like how it smells more than I like how it tastes. And then I have.
It tastes okay. I like lemon though.
Do you like glitter more?
Yes, I love glitter.
I'll let you
I
start
mean,
with it.
who doesn't love glitter?
Do you know how this stuff works?
I've never used it.
You just
Is
pump
it just like a?
Yep, it's a little pump. So all you have to do is just boop, boop,
Oh.
and you just pump a little bit. And look at that. They look like suns now.
Ooh, yeah,
There you
that's
go.
really pretty. You can't see how pretty it is. But so pretty.
So yeah, have fun with that. I'm gonna do a little bit of this too and see what it looks like.
I've never decorated the top of before, or even after. I never decorated.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cute.
have you seen the videos where they make like cats and like
Yes.
they like make total creatures out of their macarons?
I don't think I could do that. I follow this girl. It's like Wicked Confections, and she does like really beautiful work, but she made like Beyonce macarons before where when
What?
Cowboy Carter came out. And I'm like, I don't know how your brain's like, yep, I got this. I can totally do that. And then I'm just like, oh, I can't. But yeah, no, it was, some people are just, they're so good at stuff.
I'm pretty crafty, but I don't know if I could do that. I always like figure stuff out. I'm like, well, how could I make that? And then I'll like
Yep.
figure it out. Like when I go to like a craft show or anything, I'll see something and I'll be like, I think I could make that.
I could do that.
I could probably make that. I don't need to spend $50 on it. I could figure it out.
Yeah.
My boys just joined hockey, and I made them like organizers for their hockey bags.
Ooh.
I bought like plastic, you know, the stuff that people use to like, they take yarn and they'll make like little anything, a cat, a house, whatever, but they like use yarn and they
like the little the plastic
squares.
net.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
I used that and I covered them in fabric, and then I made dividers for all their little hockey gear and stuff.
Cute.
They turned out really good. I was like, I gotta figure something out.
Yeah, no, I do. I'm the same way where I'm like, I could probably do that. And then I have the ability to sew. Not particularly great at it, but like I can do it. I can definitely do it. And Josh was like, oh, like I want these robes, but he's like, but wouldn't it be cool if, because he has a bunch of comfies, like the big hoodie, but they're like, we have a couple that are floor length, and he's like, you could probably just cut this right down the middle, and then you could basically make a robe out of it. And then, so I did one, and it actually turned out pretty darn well, and I was actually really proud of it. So yeah, that's.
Do you have like a sewing machine?
I do have a sewing machine, and it was actually his sewing machine.
Oh.
Because he was a whole adult before he met me, where he had a house and a sewing machine, and I was kind of blown away. And it was one of the more attractive things about him was I was like, oh wow, like he needed a sewing machine and he learned how to use it, and I don't think many men do that. So
yeah, Dean would sew like patches and stuff on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows like a little bit how to like hand sew, and he knows how to use a sewing machine because we took facts together. So I know he's used a sewing machine.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, yes.
I think one of my favorite facts about you guys is how long you've been together.
Just a little bit of time. Not a lot.
How long have you guys been together for?
26 years.
And how old were you when you first started dating? 10.
You just made me tell my age. Just kidding. I don't care.
Everyone's going to be at home being like, all right, carry the 3.
Yeah. Yeah, we were 10 when we met. He moved here. He lived in Mandan.
Mm-hmm.
And then they moved to Bismarck. And he was like the new kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang, the new kid is hot. I got to lock that down. So I did.
Yep.
Nobody else ever had a chance.
Yep. Hey, you know what you want, you go for it.
You make yourself irresistible, and then they can't let you go. You're like, sorry, you can't ever find anybody better than this. So
it's like
that was like my goal. Yeah.
Well, it worked.
Yes, it did. And this year, our oldest started middle school, and his social studies teacher was our 6th grade teacher. And Dean like saw him across the hall from his Bastion's home base teacher, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Mr. Wolf. And he was like, yeah, it is. And so he went over there and he's like, are you Mr. Wolf? And he said, yeah. And he's like, did you teach 6th grade at Rachel? And he's like, yeah, I did. And then he was like, you were my teacher. And he was like, oh, what's your name? And then Dean told him, he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. And then he was like, oh, do you remember Nikki Thomas? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, we got married. And then he talked about it in class the next day. Bastion came home and he was like, he was talking about you guys in class.
That's so
funny. I'm like, he
cute.
probably doesn't have very many students that end up getting married. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably like kind of a big deal to him. Like, man, I had students that were in my class and now they're married.
Yep. And Bastion gets to be like, no big deal. My parents really like
Yeah,
each
he's like,
other.
that's my parents.
That's so cute. Hopefully he's not trying to find the love of his life right now.
You know, he a little bit. I don't think he is, but he does kind of will say stuff sometimes like, "Oh, should I like, you know, like should I be like kind of looking for a girl?" No,
No. No.
absolutely not.
No.
We've just begun. What big about it? We've just begun. From dough to smiles, we're having fun. With ice cream.
And we're back. Took a little bit of time, but they are baked. Yours turned out perfectly, I must say. Mine were on the bottom rack of the oven, so
They kind of
I mean, I got 3 sandwiches worth that I think are going to turn out okay, but yours all look beautiful. You should be very proud of yourself. It's like you've done this before.
well, you're the one that did the ratios, so I got you have to take some of the credit.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and get started on filling them and sandwiching them. I have a lemon cream cheese icing and a homemade lemon curd as well.
I'm excited
So,
about eating it.
Double lemon.
We're gonna do like a ring of this and then the curd
and
in
then
the middle.
Yep, a little
Okay.
dollop. So I don't know.
You can show me first.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, looks like I do these 2. I'll do one. These ones look like they match. So we'll go there. We'll just do a little, they have a star tip, so I don't know how that'll turn out, but go there.
I think that'll look pretty when you push it down.
And then we'll just take this and we'll just fill a little dot in the middle.
Awesome.
And then there we are.
Perfect.
Hey, we did it.
Beautiful.
Here. Do you want to do the swirl or do you want to do the dollop?
I'm doing the dollop.
Okay.
You have more experience than me.
Probably should have done a smaller piping tip for this, but so I don't even remember what we were talking about before we put these in the oven and got going, but I don't know. I suppose, what is one of your biggest accomplishments, you think, since you've started doing your own thing? And
well, I don't know, big. I guess just being on my own is probably the biggest, and like co-owning. Oopsie. That's okay. I'll put that one on the bottom.
Yes, we will. That's a good idea.
Owning or co-owning the salon together is a big deal for me. I have like dreams of maybe someday having a bigger salon and then possibly doing like booth rental, having girls rent from me.
Oh yeah.
Maybe someday in the future. Nothing concrete. I did just recently take an online course to learn how to do eyelash lift and tints.
Okay.
So that's a newer thing that I've been exploring. It's fun. You want to know why I want to learn how to do it?
Why?
Because I thought it looked really easy. I saw people doing it online, so I bought some lash lift stuff and I did it on myself and I destroyed my eyelashes.
Oh no.
I like fried them, they fell out, it was bad.
Yeah.
It took a while for them to grow back. I had to get some eyelash serum.
Now you're like, I'm ready to do this on another person.
So I was like, I am going to learn how to do this. I'm going to take the class. I'm going to figure out how to do it the right way so that never happens to me ever again. And
Yeah,
so
no,
that's
for
why I
sure.
really wanted to learn, because I was like, you know what? I screwed up, so I need to know how to do this the right way.
I think that's like the way of the world for any girl who's, any hair or makeup girly. I know I've had times where I've gotten really into skincare and it's like, oh, that's a chemical burn. So
Yes, I know. And then you're like, okay, I don't want that to happen again. So how do we prevent that?
Let's not do it to another person.
Yes,
probably.
I know. And then I was having people ask me if I did it, and I was like, absolutely not. I do not do that. No, because I did not want to do that to somebody else.
Yeah. But now you're on a roll. I might have to have you do my lashes. I have lashes for days, but they don't always curl the nicest. So.
Oh my gosh, yours would be a perfect candidate for it. Like some people don't have a lot of eyelashes and you can do it and it helps a little bit, but when you have lashes, it makes like a huge difference.
Yeah.
And when you tint them black, you like don't even have to do anything.
Up with that and like brow lamination I wanted to do just because I get so tired of having to fill in my own brows. Do you do the lamination?
That was part of the class to learn the lamination too, yeah.
That's a good one because I only know a few people who have been really, really good at it in town. So I think that's
I learned you really have to kind of over exaggerate the brows to get them to like really laminate up good. Because if you kind of underdo it, it's like almost not enough. You gotta like go for it.
Yeah, you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're on our last one.
Yep.
Should that be a top one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like we got an extra. We'll have to feed it to one of the
I'm sure the kids
candidates.
Give it to the one who sneaked the least amount of sweets today.
Who was it? Probably Bastion.
Probably.
Out of those three kids, probably Bastion.
Alrighty, well.
They're beautiful.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming over and
absolutely
having a good conversation and baking a little bit with me. It's always fun. But I suppose on that note, I should say thank you to the people who have watched.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nikki, for coming and hanging out. And I think we should cheers it.
Yes, we should.
And try the fruits of our labor. Until next time.
Having a bad day, let's speak about it.
Perfect. Yes.
Mix it up, sweet, there's no need to doubt it.
Thank you.
Caitlin's in the kitchen, let's make some treats. Cookies, cakes, everything.